And so the actors have walked the red carpet and have taken their seats in the Hammerstein Ballroom where the 56th Annual Drama Desk Awards are about to take place. Let's join Joel Markowitz, who is in the press room, who will be interviewing tonight's winners.
Well, Sleep No More is a one-of-a-kind of experience. It's kind of we always say it's a cross between a pure theater experience, a nightlife experience, and an art installation. So everybody who comes has this incredible immersive experience like nothing they've ever had. It's visceral. It takes the incredible elements of Shakespeare's Macbeth and mashes it up with Hitchcock in a 100,000 square foot warehouse that's been meticulously designed. 27th Street in West Chelsea between 10th and 11th Avenue.
It's a great little place.
Great place.
Right
it's
in
absolutely
your face,
perfect.
right?
Art galleries and the High Line, and if you're coming from DC, you got to come check this out. It's an only in New York kind of moment.
So tell me about this crazy show. How long did it take you to write it?
Oh, it took us years, but that's because Matt and Trey kept needing to go back and do South Park. So
to pay for writing this one,
I guess so. And you know, they would go back for like 6 months at a time, and then we'd meet for 2 weeks twice a year. But we managed to actually get it written.
So tell me about that opening number. How much can you give away now?
Oh, hello.
And now that everybody listened to it on NPR last week.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, it's a song. You know, it's about missionaries. So we thought the perfect way to open a show about missionaries was to have people ringing doorbells, coming up on stage ringing a doorbell. You really don't know where they are. You imagine they're all over the world, right. And then you realize that it's actually a training session, and all these Mormons are about to be sent out into the world.
Tonys are coming up. My God. How many nominations did you guys get? 14 there?
14
Tonys,
nominations.
12.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
That's hard to believe.
For the man from Avenue Q, I mean, this is the second time around you've written a musical that's doing really well. What the hell's happened to you? It's amazing. What's your life like now?
I've gotten pretty lucky, I guess. I don't know. I mean, my life is... Last time I completely changed because I was a nobody with no money at all.
You know, I was there when you guys beat Wicked. I remember it was flashing on the screen. Wicked wins.
Yeah.
I mean, what were you thinking there? I never got a chance to ask you that.
Oh my God, my head blew off. That was really a huge change in my life. Like I went from really being nobody with no career to being someone who could actually afford to have an apartment and a family. I just had no money before.
And the wife loved you more.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I got engaged the night we opened. It was that kind of thing. I was young, beforehand. And now I have 2 kids, and
how are they doing?
They're
good?
Great. Everybody's good. But
will you take them to see the Book of Mormon?
I've already taken Katie to.
How old is she?
She's 6, and I've taken her to the first 3 songs, which she loves, and which are completely.
So what are you going to do on the
G-rated.
Tonys? Do you know yet?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I keep hearing different things, and I'm kind of staying out of it.
I just wanted to ask you one more. I know they want you out of here.
Sure, absolutely.
Why are the Hadassah members coming when everybody was so afraid the old ladies wouldn't come? Sir, I want to know this.
Oh, it's a really, people assume it's going to be really offensive, but it's actually sort of sweet, and it has a message.
And it's an homage to a lot of the great musicals.
That's true, and I think if you like musicals, you'll like the Book of Mormon. If you're offended by, a few swear words and a couple of, some shocking things, then maybe it's not for you. But
I'm offended by rabbis. I grew up in that Orthodox, so I can take anything.
There's no rabbis in our show. You'll be fine.
I gotta go. So, what's the one song or the one orchestration? Every time you sit there, you go, "Wow, I can't believe I did this."
Well, it's funny. Most of them I do because I mean, the beginning I love, and then it goes on, and I love it, and then there's a point where every consecutive number kicks it up a notch.
Right.
Like Emerald says, but really, from about, well, I don't want to give the titles away, but
it's okay. Everybody's listened to it free on NPR.
For me, for me, about 3/4 of the way through the first act, things just start topping themselves right to the end of the show.
Yeah, I have to say, it changes because I conduct the show every night, so I get to actually hear it all the time, and it really shifts for me. And I have to say, I've been loving Baptize Me for some reason. There's like, those
nice Jewish boy would love that.
I cry when I hear Baptize Me.
It's so fun. And the work that we got to do on it was so great, and we have those cool drum loops and all this. Like there's some really really fun, exciting stuff in it. And I love it.
Sing a chorus right now. I just can't
do it. Come on.
Don't.
I just
I just won for Outstanding Book of a Musical for Sea Rock City and other destinations.
You beat that Mormon guy.
I
Do you believe
I was
this?
shocked. I
have seen
sat
their
there for a
faces.
few seconds going, no, you mean Bobby Lopez. You really mean Trey Parker.
We were
I
sitting here
couldn't
going
believe
like,
it.
how did I miss that show? Tell us what the show's about.
It's a collection of short stories set at tourist destinations around the country.
Like where?
Like Niagara Falls and Coney Island, Roswell, New Mexico, Rock City.
Why did you pick those locations?
You know, we were looking for places that the idea of the place was almost bigger than the place itself. So like the idea of Niagara Falls, we haven't all been there, but it has a meaning to us, or the Alamo.
Right.
You know, very few people go, but it holds a place in the American consciousness.
So have you been to all these places?
I haven't been to
Shame
all
on
these places.
you. Look
I
at
know.
this.
I've
What's wrong
been to
with
Coney
you?
Island.
I play Albert, who is a young man who has a horse, and then his horse is sold to fight in the British Army in the cavalry in the First World War. And I run away from home and join the army to try to find Joey, my horse.
Are you
together.
seeing different reactions from American audiences to certain scenes that are surprising you?
Yeah, I think that it's different. It's a different experience for us over here, and the play has changed somewhat since
what way?
There have been some rewrites to the script, and there have been some different technical things that they weren't able to do in London that we can do here. So it's a bit of a different play, and so far people are really responding well, and we're happy.
Well, congratulations to another Joe Calarco. Ensemble wins an award. Introduce yourself.
I'm Celise Henderson.
I love that dress, Elisa.
Oh, thank you.
What's in the hair?
It's a little flower that my friend Anna Lee Ashford gave me, actually. Also.
Nice. You don't have to water it twice a day, do
No,
you?
no watering.
Quite wonderful.
I'm Graham Stevens.
Graham.
And Steve French.
And Steve French, congratulations. Tell people what this show is about.
It's an a cappella musical about basically living in New York. It's set in the subways, and each of our characters, we each play multiple characters, but essentially we find ourselves in the subway trying to make our way through our lives, and the idea is that you follow your own music. You make your own music living in New York.
That's really
And
nice
let's
to
talk
meet you.
about Anything Goes for a second.
Oh yeah, Anything
you
Goes.
You just won for him.
Yeah, well, Anything Goes.
Talk
is
about that set.
Well, I've always loved ocean liners. I've loved the sort of graphic quality of ocean liners and the smokestacks. And so when Kathleen asked me to do the show, it was a great thrill.
Right.
Yeah.
So talk about some of the work you've done in D.C. Like.
Oh, well, I've done a lot of shows at the Kennedy Center. I did the Sondheim Festival. There was 6 different musicals.
I was there at all 6.
Yeah, that was an amazing experience. I just did
2002.
Ragtime there 2 seasons ago.
The one that transferred here.
And the one
we
that
all
transferred
came
here.
up to.
And I just did Follies, which opened 2 nights ago.
Which I was there.
Yeah, were you?
Talk about that set a little bit. for
Okay,
people.
sure. Well, you know, the thing about Follies is that it's an old, dilapidated theater that's about to be torn down, and the Kennedy Center itself is a really brand new, recently renovated theater that has none of that feeling. So one of the things we did is we completely covered the inside of the Kennedy Center Theater, shrouded it basically in old drop cloths.
So tell us what you're doing tonight.
Well, usually the other year I do some design with the clothing, and this year I decided to do one painting relate with the.
Are these all the nominees?
Most. Today they're gonna
The
sign.
rest of them should
Yes,
do it,
yes.
right?
It's
Do
200, I think, something like that.
they know that you're going to be here
Yes,
to do
yes,
this?
they know, yeah.
So you've warned them?
Yes.
Do you know who didn't sign? You have a list?
No, I don't. So much.
You're so smart, I just figured you
book that he
did.
pulls out and he says, "Oh yeah, Daniel Radcliffe."
So who are you?
My name is Nina Martinez. I am a up-and-coming rock singer, and I'm here today for the first time walking the red carpet. You can't complain when you're doing that.
So are you going to auction this off for charity?
Well, what we do, we're gonna have a charity, not tonight, but we're gonna organize one special night for that.
Do you know which charity it'll be?
Not yet. This is Mr. Bob Bloom, Robert Bloom. They're gonna decide, the executive producer.
Okay. Well, how much do you think it'll be worth? What do you want for it?
Can go from a few thousand to 100,000.
Yeah, hold on. I'll be right back. eBay.
What's the most you've ever gotten for one of your paintings?
Oh, for my painting?
Yeah.
Yes, 55 or 65,000.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Can you paint one for me? No.
I know.
Hey, why not?
Why not?
I can do you.
Oh yeah. Wait, he'll take you in the back. He's got a little kid. He'll pull out.
It's a great show, Memphis. You still love doing it? Are you getting tired of it? Anytime?
Oh, God.
Not with that role, right?
It's so great. And honestly, when you've been involved with the projects from the beginning and you've seen it through the nascent stages up to the
Right.
finish line, which is really the beginning,
Right.
then you just...
So what's changed in the show since you started it?
Since we
So
started?
let's say your performance. What's changed?
Oh, I would have to say that my performance really hasn't changed, except it's just gotten more in the space and
Right.
more in me, and
Right.
and you know, myself and the other actors continue to grow. We continue
Right.
to discover things about
Right.
about these characters. So there's small changes that produce, you know, just a more grounded, more intimate space.
You think it's more
between us.
powerful now, the show?
Yeah,
I'm
but-
finding it more powerful. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, we have people who say, you know, I saw you guys in previews, and then they come back like 2 days ago, and they're just like, I didn't think that there was more, but there is. So we love that because we're growing as actors as well.
Right.
How do you judge art? I mean, how do you make people compete and say this person's better than another?
I don't know, but you'll take it, right?
I took it. Yes, I did. You bastard. Yeah, I did. I took
So how many solo shows have you done now?
It's my 5th. What are you complaining?
No, I'm not
Are
complaining.
you whining?
No.
Is that too many?
Oh, you know what a fine Jewish wine is? He won't take me to Florida. You know that?
Yeah, right.
Pick up
yeah,
my
yeah.
credit card. I'm not whining, really. I'm just very happy you're still performing on the
Thank you,
stage.
thank you. This is my last one-man play, though. I'm not
Really?
writing any more plays.
Why?
Too difficult, man. I worked on this one for 10 years. It's my magnus opus, and
Right.
the amount of work and soul that I put in it was enough for me. I need to do
Right.
something different.
What's you outside?
Yes.
Now you have a Drama Desk Award.
Yes, I got a new bookend.
Very good. How does it feel?
This feels great. And always, how can, as an actor, you're a sponge for acceptance and adulation, and I only tell my shrink that usually. But to have an organization like this look at the work and acknowledge it is a spectacular feeling.
All right. Well, congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Nice to see you again.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. My God, I don't know what else to say to you except I'm a big fan.
Thanks
I'm
so much.
happy for you.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna get more people. Tell them to come up from DC and see the show.
Yeah, come up. See Catch Me If You Can. I do. I think it's the greatest score written, and the greatest score that I've ever gotten to work on. It's
You've
a
worked on
beautiful,
some good
beautiful-
scores
I have
there.
worked with some
Jason
great
Robert
composers.
Brown stuff,
I've worked, and they are all.
Great.
But this one, the way that
It's challenging. Very
it's very challenging. The way it works in a pop idiom, but also allows the characters to really sing and dance. It's just
Right.
incredible to me.
Well, The Normal Heart just won the best revival of a play, so I'm here
Well,
to
Mazel
celebrate
tov.
that. Thank you.
That's terrific.
Thank you.
That is so good. Talk a little bit about Rena because we were there the other night.
Sure, we were
Tell me
together
about
at-
adapting this thing. It was, How long it took to rewrite that and to adapt it?
Well, I optioned the book about 3 years ago. This is A Time to Kill,
Right.
John Grisham's wonderful novel.
So sorry,
his
I
first
didn't,
novel,
set it up
actually.
right here.
I'm helping. I'm doing it.
Okay, good. Thank you.
And Rupert Holmes did the adaptation, and as you know, the first birthing of this play was at Arena Stage, and it opened last night.
The audiences loved it.
They
Did
did.
you notice?
I did.
Tell us just a little bit about your character.
I play a guy named Jackie. He's a recently paroled drug dealer who's on the 12-step program, and he's trying to stay sober. And his girlfriend, since the 8th grade, the love of his life, is still using. And so he's sort of trying to balance his commitment to sobriety with his commitment to her. And in the meantime, he's trying to figure out who left his hat in their apartment. And so it sort of drives him off the deep end a little bit. And he's got to question his commitment to all those things, and he's got to accept a few things and maybe take a step in a direction that he hasn't taken before.
It's a tough role to play every night. How do you do it?
It's physically very tiring, but I'm up there with 4 brilliant actors, and we connect with each other every night right before we go on, and we're committed to each other, and I couldn't do it without them. None of us could, and so they're really the it's like it's a force there. The 5 of us on stage together, and
Well, thank you very much. Congratulations.
thank you very much.
I'm Mark Beachy for the Maryland Theater Guide. Have a theatrical day.